Welcome to the Windows and Computer channel, and lots of talk today of what's going to happen on June 24th, of course, with the What's Next for Windows event. One of the I've been reading a lot of posts and blog posts and a lot of articles of each have a different viewpoint. One from I think is Bleeping Computers, which has the title, "We're going to know the next version of Windows," and in a way that they actually mention it is, Microsoft will reveal the follow-up to Windows 10. And when you use that phrase, you're kind of telling everybody, well, here we go. We're going to something else now. I think, some of you have commented, said, I think they're going to drop the 10 and just call it Windows. That could be the case. And I mean, nobody has mentioned Windows 10 in any of these posts. Every time they mention what's next, they just say, we're going to show you what's next for Windows. And that's it. Over the last 6 years of Windows 10, because Windows 10 will be 6 years in the month of July, there's always been, well, this is what's next for Windows 10. They have always mentioned Windows 10. 10 was part of the phrase. It is true that for the past few weeks, what they say is just, what's next for Windows. That would be an interesting side of showing us that maybe, Windows is definitely changing to Windows without the numbering system. No Windows 10. When we look here at an insider build like this, I look at the different things they've done, these new folders here. When we look at the icons that have changed in settings. And honestly, very few other details. A little bit of tweaking of Bluetooth pairing and some icons in the settings app. And I mean, there's not much happening. It's hard to justify and hard to understand that coming this fall, we're going to have this huge version. So one speculation that I've read, and who knows, at this point, even all the tech journalists are like, yeah, we don't really know what's coming. One of them that might seem a little out there and a little different from what we've been hearing from Microsoft all the time, but it's an interesting one that you can't say it isn't possible. What if simply on June 24th, what's going to happen is that we're going to get a big new version of Windows and that's it. We're not necessarily testing that right now. We're maybe testing some stuff that could be in it. But what if that would be the next version? Maybe 21H2 would be, no, this is a new Windows and that's it. And we're going to call it Windows. And that would break the Windows 10 kind of cycle thing a little bit, because that would be like, no, this is something new, different. If are they working on something that we're not showing us? In the past, we've seen a few things that happened like that, kind of working on parallel windows. There's what we have, and there's what they're working on that is something else. And then someday, and it happened in the rings and the insider rings in general, someday they popped up, hey, we're jumping the build from this number to that big number, and this is totally new Windows. This is something totally new now. It's anyone's guess what's going to happen on June 24th, but it's definitely going to be something that a lot of us are waiting for, especially in the moment where even on the insider rings, things are kind of quiet down, and we're wondering what's going to be there. Kind of cool when you look at it to see that maybe something exciting finally is going to happen. acknowledgement also that, I mean, the number of PCs sold in the last year have really reached peaks. And it seems that even at the beginning of this year, PC sales are still very strong. So that means a lot of Windows machines out there. Not just Windows, because there's other machines sold. There's Macs, and there's a fair number of Chromebooks that are used because people that don't do much with their PC can probably go on and be fine with a Chromebook. It depends what you're going to do. Windows is a big, heavy operating system meant for business. A lot of what people do with Windows can be done with a much simpler operating system. And I don't know, could there be some changes? The other thing that we have talked about is, and I have mentioned that in a video, is how about we would depart from the Windows way of doing things as it is now? Why doesn't Windows continue on its enterprise side? And why not transform the Windows for consumer into something else, something different that would still run Win32 apps and maybe mix in the Windows 10X operating system features? I've seen a demonstration of the Action Center here. Right now the collapse is like this. It's you click and you collapse. But I saw a demonstration with your mouse pointer. You can just click and hover over and bring it down or bring it up instead of having the collapse button there. All sorts of little things like that are kind of intriguing. Of course, a lot of the squarish things and windows are going to be rounded edges and floating windows. I don't know. I try to think of what could be hinting. And you know what? After all these years and after all the videos I made of, well, no, Windows 11 isn't a thing. What if they come up with Windows 11 on June 24th? Here's what's next. Windows 11. That would, I think, be a shock for a lot of people. That would also be an acknowledgement maybe that Windows 10, although, popular on majority of computers, is not, maybe they're saying it's not the way of the future. I don't know. Kind of interesting what will happen here with the next version. Especially since, like you see here, we don't have a lot to show out of new features, icons, stuff like that, and pretty much nothing more. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, give us thumbs up. Thank you for watching.